Good morning, geometry students. This is Mr. Matthews from my home in South Austin. I'm going to be working through the unit number 8, and so this is the video for lesson 1. It should be a short one. I'm just going to cover the different types of three-dimensional figures, which is the topic of unit 8. We're talking about three-dimensional figures. In the previous unit, we did area and surface area, area and perimeter of the two-dimensional shapes. And now we're moving into three-dimensional shapes, and we'll be doing formulas for area and surface area of those. So to start, you have a few main types of three-dimensional figures that you're going to be working with. So the two main overarching categories have this word polyhedra. Or polyhedron is the singular. So a polyhedron is going to be any three-dimensional figure that is made out of just straight line segments. So there can be no curved parts to these. And so then non-polyhedrons, non-polyhedra, which is the actual plural for that, polyhedra, non-polyhedra are going to be ones where there is some curved piece. So under the category of polyhedron, we have a few categories. We have prisms. Prisms are your classic three-dimensional figures. I'm going to draw just a brief sketch, and then we'll get more in depth in this later. But this is going to be like figures where you have a base, and then you have the rest of the figure being set three-dimensionally. I know that that drawing is very basic, but you'll get more of this as we go along. So prisms would be one type of polyhedron. And we have pyramids. And a pyramid is going to be a shape where you have a base of some kind, and then these other line segments meet at a single point. And so you have this point up here called the apex. So that's a pyramid. So these are your two main types of polyhedron. And now the important thing about prisms is that this base, or actually about pyramids as well, either of these bases, they don't have to be rectangles like I did here. They could be, you could have a triangle as the base. You could have a hexagon as the base. Any straight line segment figure can be made into a prism or a pyramid. So these are going to be what you call polyhedra. Non-polyhedra are going to be anything that doesn't fall into that category that has some kind of curved part. So these are going to be non-polyhedra. Non-polyhedra. So non-polyhedra is going to include cones, cylinders, and spheres. And I know the unit has one other type, but we're not going to cover that right now. It's really not important. We're not going to do any of the formulas for that one. So cones. Cones are going to be shapes that have a circular base and go up to a point. So obviously cones and pyramids are kind of related in a sense because they're the same idea. When a pyramid, we had a base that was a, sorry, it's going to happen on these videos a lot. That was a straight line segment figure, right? It was going to be going up into that point. Now we have a circle, and every part of that circle is meeting up at that point above. Cylinders, we have a circle and another circle, and it's joined by straight line segments there. So that's going to be a cylinder. And then a sphere, of course, kind of hard to draw this, but I think you'll get the idea. Spheres are going to be a circle that's made three-dimensionally. So it's not just a single circle, it's going to go completely three-dimensionally in every direction. So this is an introduction of just what the shapes are that we're going to be dealing with. Go and look at the questions I assigned you. I think it was questions 18 through 22 in lesson 1. That's going to be what's covered here.